Is anybody else having trouble hearing you?
Does anyone have a problem hearing me? Mary, do you have a problem hearing me?
A little bit. You sound kind of like you're in a tunnel.
Because I got the headphones on. Okay, I'll unplug it. Hear me now?
A lot better.
Okay, I'll just leave those off. Hopefully my kids will stay out. We'll see. Okay, so as you know, Kim made the rest of all the videos. They're in the team training, the team call training page. So if you have not already watched videos 7 through 10, you really need to watch those and get up to speed on that, because what's in those videos, we are going to be using and utilizing all of that info for the next 3 months. Well, not just the next 3 months, hopefully for the duration of your business. But most specifically pushing really hard in the next 3 months. 3 months is also, I mean, it only takes 21 days to make a habit. So, you know, just imagine if you do this for over and over in the next 3 months, it'll just be like second nature to you. So all of those videos are in there, and then everything that you need, the files, she uploaded all the scripts and everything that you're going to need too. As far as the scripts go, just sorry, Scarlett. As far as the scripts go, just remember that that's like the bones of your message, and you're going to add the meat to make it be personable, because we're not doing copy paste. So all of that's there. If you are not in that page and need to be added, just let one of us know, and make sure all of your team are in that page so that they can view those videos as well. And then, okay, so here is what we are about to start doing. We are wanting to launch a 90-day massive action. And I know 90 days sounds like a lot. So we're not really going to think of this as like a 90-day thing, because I don't want people to get overwhelmed. We're going to do this in phases. So it's going to be 1 week at a time. In this initial part, yes, you'll kind of have to think about the 90 days so that you can come up with your goals and kind of a big idea of your plan. But as far as like our day-to-day work, we're only focusing on 1 week at a time. Because I know a lot of people, when they start challenges or they start coaching series, the longer it is, they get lost and they just quit, and then they're done with it. So really, you're just needing to think about your 3-month goal, and then we're going to work 7 days at a time. So, and maybe you don't even work 7 days a week. I don't know. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give everybody until, got to look back at my calendar.
The 11th, wasn't it?
Yeah, until September 11th to let myself know, Mary know, Ashley Caprera, because her team's doing this as well, and Jana Kuhn. So we're, the 4 of us are kind of leading this off for our teams. So if you are in their direct downline, you'll get with them, but you're going to let them know if you want in to do this. And you have until September the 11th. And the reason you have until September the 11th is because the 4 of us on September the 12th are going to get together, and we all pretty much know more or less like strengths and weaknesses. That's something that we have read that book from front to cover. And what we want to do is we want to kind of pair people up. We are going to pair you up with a partner. My preference, we're hoping to be able to have enough people participate that we can pair you with somebody that you do not know, or maybe somebody that you don't know that well. And what we're going to do is you are going to talk to this partner every single day. This isn't something where you've got to have like big long conversations all day, every day, but they are going to be your accountability partner. My main reason for wanting this to be with somebody that you don't really know that well and that you're not that close to is because they are going to call you out on things. And I know a lot of times if it's somebody that you're real close to, They may just kind of sweep it under the rug and kind of let it slip. But the whole point of this is to give your business all you have and to not have any excuses. And so what we're going to do at the beginning of every week on, you can either, like by Sunday night, you have to be done with this, but you'll come up with your goals for the week. So your goal of how many people are you going to reach out to? And when I say how many people are you going to reach out to, that doesn't mean, that is not including interacting. But doesn't necessarily mean you're reaching out to them and talking about Plexus, but that is your end goal. So a reach out means you have directly sent a message to someone and you are actually communicating with them. So there is dialogue going back and forth with the hopes of that you can naturally talk about Plexus. Maybe in the first message, I don't know, maybe it's the 15th message. But that is considered a reach out when you're actually having communication, whether it be via messenger, text, in person, on the phone, whatever that may be, but it's a real conversation. So you're going to set up those goals for your reach outs. You're going to set up your goals for how many, and follow-ups count as reach outs. And you're going to set up your goals for how many people you're going to interact with. You're also going to establish what are your business hours. How much time are you going to devote to your business? And what days of the week, ideally, is that going to look like? And what hours is that going to look like? The reason you have got to be pretty specific with this is because you're going to be sharing that with your partner. So say Mary and I are doing this, and I'm going to say, okay, Mary, my major business hours for doing all my personal items Thursday, and I've got like 3-hour time blocks that I'm going to do that in. Okay, fine. My goal is also to reach out to 100 people. So I got to make a plan to get all 100 of those people reached out to in those 3 days' time. Okay, Tuesday rolls around and, somebody got sick. I had to take them to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. Life happened. And we touch base with each other. She's like, well, so what are you going to do? I mean, she's not going to tell me, oh, well, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Life happens. No, she's going to be like, okay, well, get home, fix dinner, get the kids in bed, maybe try to get at least 25 or 30 of them done. And then what are you going to do the rest of the week? You've got to make up the rest of it. She is going to be my brainstorming partner. She is going to help me figure out how I can still reach my goal. She's not going to take my reasons or excuses or whatever it may be. With it. Hold on, I have to mute some stuff. I'm hearing a lot of background noise. I unmuted you, Mary.
Okay.
So anyways, she's my brainstorming partner. She's not going to let me slide by and be like, oh, yeah, no worries. It's okay. She's going to call me out on it. Sorry, there's lots of noise here. David, I don't have headphones in because they can't hear me with headphones in. So that's the true reason why we're putting the accountability. So some of the requirements are that you have to speak with your accountability partner every single day. And we're doing this in phases because after the first week, we're going to evaluate and determine whether you get to go to phase 2. Because it's not fair if, say, Mary and I are together and we're partners and I just totally ditch out on her and I don't communicate with her, I don't check on her during the week. Then when she does check on me, I'm like, oh no, I have company, I can't work this week now. That's not fair to her to have a partner who's not 100% in. Because that's going to bring her down and that's not going to lift her up and build her business up. This is kind of like a marriage, both got to give 100% or it's not going to work. So there's that. I've got to look back at my notes. We're also going to do incentives throughout these phases. And I know for me personally, the incentives that I'm going to be offering will only be offered to those who are working through this. I will not be doing team-wide incentives. So if I have, say I'm going to do I'm going to reimburse $15 for 2 months, whatever, like for people who are signed today and tomorrow. That's only going to be offered to the people who are doing this. I'm not going to be offering it team-wide. And Mary's shaking her head yes. Ashley's shaking her head yes. I'm assuming Jana's probably the same way. Because this is truly going to show who's in to work this. I know a lot of people have a lot of things going on all the time. I mean, there's stuff all the time. So that's why we're pairing up with a partner. That partner is going to be there to help you figure out how to get it done, work smarter, not harder. I am creating, I've already created it, an event page, and I will get you guys all the ones who want to participate. We'll get you all added to it, and we are going to have a post that's going to have all kinds of Plexus graphics that you need to save to your phone. This is so that you're not constantly asking for this picture and that picture and asking your partner to find this and posting on the team page. These are all things that need to be saved on your phone so that you have access to them all the time. And I'm just as guilty as anyone. Mary can tell you, I'm constantly, hey, Mary, can you send me this? I can't find it. And she'll have sent it to me before, but I didn't save it. I used it when she sent it to me. And then, it can't be found again. So I did make an album today, Mary. They're all saved now. So we're going to put all those on there. There's 27 graphics. Save them to your phone, create an album, and you can find them all the time now. One of the other things that we're going to do is during this time period, we do not want you to be communicating in the team message thread. We really want you to rely on your partner and grow together and grow your business together and help each other to problem solve and find things. Now, in saying that, that doesn't mean you're going to abuse them and have them work for you. If you're driving down the road, don't message them and say, hey, I can't find this. Can you look it up for me because I'm driving? No, you had enough time to voice message or whatever while you were driving, when you're in the bathroom, stop and look or whatever. They're not there to do it for you. It's truly if you're stuck and you don't know, they're there to help guide you where to look. And then if you both don't know, then let's utilize the team pages so that everybody can kind of learn together. Or the other thing is in this event, we are going to have a post that is just for Q&A. So say you and your partner talked it through, you can't figure it out, or you don't know the best way to respond, you can go to that Q&A post and you can post it in the comments of that post. And it's going to be everybody's responsibility that is in this phase. We're calling them phases. So in phase 1 is going to be the first week. If you're in that phase, it's everybody's responsibility to be checking the notifications for that and helping each other out. This is not going to be something where there's 999 assignments. Not doing that. I don't have time for it. You don't have time for it. We're here to work our business. I've already got it all set up. There will be 1 post a day that I'm putting in there. I think there's 2 or 3 times it's something that you need to do, but it's super, super basic, and you were already doing it anyways. And that I want that group there for us to be able to support each other, encourage each other. Another one of the reasons, and I'm sorry, my thoughts are just kind of all random because I'm remembering stuff as I go along. So if it's not flowing, sorry. One of the other reasons that we're wanting to know everybody's goals, because whatever your goals are, that affects my goals too. So I can set a team goal. If I know that Kim's goal is to add 30 people this month, And it's Deanna's goal for her team to add 25 people this month. And Tina wants to go silver this month. There's another 3. I start calculating and adding all that together. Then I add my own personal stuff in, and that's how I can establish a team goal. And we're going to put that all together, and I'm going to post that team goal. And we're going to see if we're all doing everything that we can to reach that team goal. Because if we're all trying to reach our personal goals and our own personal team goals, then we should be able to hit that goal. But that's something that I want to be visual so everybody can see that. Hold on here. Mary, you can jump in anytime. I'm looking to see if I've forgotten anything.
Well, I just sent you a message. We had talked about we're going to have 3-way messages. So you and your accountability partner will have a 3-way message with myself, Kalina, Ashley, or Jana. And we will be using those messages to check in. Those messages are not for asking questions, things like that. They are just to know how things are going.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that, Kalina?
Yeah. So what we'll do is at the end of the week, what did we say, like Friday or Saturday, Mary? I don't remember. One of those days. We'll establish a day.
Saturday.
We will check in that 3-way chat. We will ask you guys how everything went, and we will ask you to screenshot your daily chat. You know, if you like talked all day long, you know, you don't have to send us the whole dialogue, just like something that captures the date so that we can see that it happened every single day. And then we may get with you individual, like, I mean, if we see that you're actually communicating and everything, it's not a reason to get with you. But if we see that like maybe one person's not really interacting, then we may touch base with each of you. Because like I said, we want this to be fair. I've done these kinds of things before, and I've been paired with people who just like disappeared off the moon, and then like I was just kind of left hanging to do my thing. And that's not the point of this. The point of this is to build your business together with someone and have support and encouragement, and most of all, to brainstorm together. Like, they're there to not let you fail, because
right.
you will fail by not doing. One of the things that we talked about in this, did you want to say something, Ashley?
Yeah, just real quick on that. It's almost like a support and success partner. I know we've said accountability in so many challenges, so people might be a little skewed in their thinking of it. It's certainly to keep people accountable, but it's to support them, to brainstorm and help them be successful. And that's like how we're trying to pair people in this mission, instead of, being a therapist and hearing all the excuses. We certainly want to know what might have prohibited you from getting your stuff done, but it's not stopping there at what happened in your life. It's reframing it so that the next day you can catch up and stay successful for your week goal. So these phases are to give you some ebbs and flows to, yes, life is going to happen. We might not need to know the whole story as a success accountability partner, but we're going to reset you for the next day, kind of making it just a positive experience.
Right. Absolutely. The other thing to add to that too is this is also going to be like peer review as well. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be with your I'm going to call them a success partner now. I like that. Much better than accountability partner. So it doesn't even have to be with your success partners. So say you see the interaction that's happening in the event page. Like I said, there's only going to be one post a day. Yes, I am asking for everyone to comment or respond to the post if it asks you to. But, maybe you're on the Q&A section and you just really see somebody standing out as to like they're always there to help, always there to encourage. I don't know like at what points we'll do this during the phases, but we are going to have a peer review thing. Like, well, maybe you want to nominate somebody for something, and maybe it'll be random and we'll draw names, or maybe it'll be something that stands out to us, but we are going to be offering or giving away some things for peer review nomination things. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing. Mary and I were talking about that because as nurses, the hospital that we worked at, when you had your yearly review, it was not just with your boss. You had 5 peer reviews as well that had to be turned in on you. And so it's kind of nerve-wracking. But we were talking about that, and I was like, that's really good because then you're more aware of how you help others too. Let's see. So the cutoff to let us know is on the 11th. We are getting together on the 12th. So the 11th is this next Monday. Next Tuesday, the 4 of us are going to have a Zoom, and we're going to pair everybody off, and we will let everybody know who their partner is by the 14th. So that's next Thursday. So everybody will have their name by next Thursday, and then we're officially going to start on the 18th. So that's a Monday. You know, you guys can chat over the weekend or whatever, but we'll officially start on the 18th. And let's see here. I'm going to go to the event page that I actually already set up so that I can look at something that I posted on there real quick. Oh, actually, it's not in there yet. It's on my tiny torch. Mary, feel free to talk while I'm looking for this. Anybody?
Okay, so we have a few requirements for you to be able to move to the next phase. The first requirement is you have to interact daily with your partner. You know, whether it's, hey, how you doing? Y'all don't have to become best friends, but you do have to interact daily. You have to let them know. So were you able to get your stuff in? And being a success partner doesn't mean that you're going to hound them. Hey, did you do it? Did you do it? No, you are going to be there to support them. You know, hey, did you have anything that interfered with your ability to reach out or reach your daily goal? You know, do you need some brainstorming ideas on how to, you know, work your reach outs into your schedule, that type of thing. Also, another requirement is you have to be utilizing the 3-way messages and the new training. If somebody is not comfortable having a 3-way message, then just screenshot. But you've got to be open and willing to use this new way of thinking because your upline, your sponsor, is there to help you answer questions in a way that's going to help you be the most successful. The other requirement is to be coachable. If your upline or your sideline or your success partner gives you a suggestion or says, hey, maybe you should do this, don't shut them down. Because they're there to help you, and they are putting in their time too to help you, as well as help themselves, and they rely on you to be their sounding board. But you also have to give them ideas. You can't just shut down every idea they come to you with. The next requirement to move on to the next phase is you have to meet 80% of your reach out goal. So say your goal is to reach out to 100 people, you have to reach out to at least 80 people that week. So those are some of the requirements to be able to move on to the next phase. And like Kalina said, different phases will offer different incentives. You know, we may have a flash sale, you know, 1 week, and it might be an incentive. It might be in phase 1. It might be in phase 5. But if you're not meeting these requirements, then you're not going to get to go through. And like Kalina said, and we're going to create new events. So it's not like we're going to remove you. We're going to create a new event. And if you don't get added to it, then that's nobody's fault but your own.
One of the other requirements that we have listed is, and I had already mentioned this before, being interactive on the posts that are in the event. And like I said, it's only one a day. So it's not like you've got to be checking it all day long or whatever. It's just once a day. And then, you know, we officially start off on the 18th. You'll have that weekend to chat with your partner. and give each other your goals for the week and everything. And whenever we start off the pairing everybody off, I'll give a list of of the things that you guys have got to talk about for that weekend. And like I said, this isn't like you're going to be on the phone for 2 hours with them or messaging back and forth. It's really, it's simple. It's like 4 or 5 questions you're going to answer real quick. That way that they have a clear idea of what your week is going to look like. The other thing that we did talk about is this is not where you're going to say, oh, I'm only going to reach out to 10 people this week. That is not what massive action is. That is not going to build your business. That's really not even going to maintain your business. And that's not fair for you to participate and be paired with somebody who has, who is an overachiever, who's wanting to reach out to 100 people in a week. Got to find a balance here, but you've got to also understand that you're not going to be able to build your business if you're not really working your business. So that's one of the things we're going to be looking at, is if you're truly committed to working it, or if this is just kind of a hobby. Not even really a hobby, if this is just a sometimes thing when you think you have time. Because we want the other person to get the most out of this that they can. And if their parents' goal is just add one person that month, then that's not a comparable thing. The idea behind doing this is to really, really push people to really give their all for their business. Let's see. I could talk a whole lot more. A lot of stuff that I already have ready and planned for the phase 1. But if I start talking about it, then it won't be new when you see the posts. But I've already been working on
one thing
done.
One thing I was going to add, Kalina, is, like you said, the 100 people, and then your partner says, I'm going to reach out to 10. Yeah, that's not going to fly. But that 100 people, that doesn't necessarily have to be reaching out to new people. That can be reach outs, that can be interactions, and that can be follow-ups. And that is something that you will need to discuss with your support partner is, okay, I'm going to reach out to 50 new people, 25 are going to be follow-ups, and 25 people I'm just going to be interacting on their Facebook. So those are things that that you and your success partner will discuss in your chats.
Just jumping in real quick. I know it sounds almost daunting when you hear the number 100, but it is a massive action plan. And basically, Kalina's put together, with Mary and stuff, just the structure for you to be successful. So it's exciting and encouraging for you to be in this with a success partner to accomplish these goals and not to be overwhelmed by it. It's broken up for you so that you can manage it. I know so many people are juggling a lot of things, but it's going to have the structure. It's going to create patterns so that Plexus will be a routine for you, and that your business will start to grow organically and at multiple levels, so you can obtain those goals, not just now, but just set a trend for them to continue to grow and for your business to grow, almost like having the ripples in, just spreading out wider and wider. So it's positive, it's encouraging, and it's going to be structured so the work isn't necessarily on you to create what to do. It's simply, this is what I have to do, get it done, check it off, check in with your success partner, and move on to the next day. It's really just streamlining a lot of work. So I think it's going to be great. I wish I had something like this when I was starting.
Well, and it's, it's like she said, it's setting a routine. Like if you get in the habit, I see so many times people just kind of jumping in and then jumping back out because this happens and that happens. But if you are established in a routine, then you move forward. Even though life happens and stuff comes up, you figure out how to just weave it in when you can. And one of the biggest things, that we've talked about before too, is that, so many people want this business, but they don't clock in. And you can't have a business if you don't clock in. You know, if you were going to your Monday through Friday job and you never clocked in, or you clocked in 15 minutes once every couple of weeks, you wouldn't have a job anymore. And like, this is no different. Like, if that's the way you work your business, then you're not going to have a business. And it's not because it's easier for somebody else or whatnot. It's just the reality of it. If we put the time in, then we're going to get a paycheck. And, you know, I know in the beginning it really feels like you're putting a lot of time in and not getting a paycheck. But that's one of the things we talk about that I've got kind of planned for the phases too, is that, you know, you have, well, I'll go ahead and read one of them.
I was going to jump in. Okay, sorry. Read it. Go ahead.
No.
Well, I was just going to say, okay. I was going to say, this is the last thing I'm going to say, that we are not going to offer anything as far as a prize at the end of this day thing. Your reward is that your business is hopefully growing, or that you've reached another rank. I shouldn't have to pay people to make money for themselves. So, you know, like I said, that's why we're going to offer different incentives, things like that throughout the phases for those that are working. But we're not going to have like a pot, and if you get to the 90 days and we're going to draw names, no. Your reward is that you have gotten a routine, and that you've hopefully gotten some new customers and new ambassadors and new business builders. And new ambassadors, you know, we might, you know, everybody that you add throughout this thing, you know, and once this is over, we can start again fresh, and we can add those people and maybe hopefully onboard them and get them fast started gold and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the last thing I wanted to say.
Really, this is going to be a self, you know, you have your success partner, but it's really going to rely on you. Like, this is, you have to determine whether you truly want to do this. So maybe between now and the 11th, you need to have some self-introspect and really see if this is something that you're willing to commit to. And I know, like, we put some requirements on this. You know, we're not offering team-wide incentives, but there's a reason behind that, because as I've watched numbers, it has not been beneficial for us to just pay out, oh yeah, I will pay half back to all my levels 1 through 3. Because then you get these random level 2s or 3s or whatever who aren't really working the business, and they just sign someone up. And then there's no return of that. That person never gets their, you know, they don't set their convenience order up, or they don't have somebody checking on them. So we really want to use these incentives to truly help the people who are wanting to build their business, who are going to bring people in, who are going to be successful in the products. Because it doesn't do any good for us to just pay for somebody to get their, you know, a discount on their first month's products. That's not helping anybody. And I'm not talking about monetary gain for us. I'm talking about that doesn't help that person that just spent almost $150. They didn't gain anything by just ordering 1 month. But, you know, they didn't have somebody to like really help them. And maybe that was the only reason they ended up signing up anyways, is because there was this little incentive. But, you know, this person's not working their business, so they're not even really helping them. So it didn't help anybody. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and quit recording because I think that was that the main stuff, Mary? Okay. I'm going to